Carr here at ORADELL after a River Dell victory over Westwood 35-14. I'm here with the WCTV, the infamous, the best crew on cable TV, Larry Leferi, John Francola. Who wants to talk first? Tell us about your thoughts on the game. No, let John.
Well, you know, this was a game that we pretty much expected to happen. It was all River Dell in the first half.
Right. In 6 minutes there, Larry, they scored 4 touchdowns, 28 points. Explosive.
Yeah, I saw that, and we're calling the game here, and you get the feeling as you call the game that they were going to be able to run up as many points as they wanted to. And I thought that when they came out in the second half, winning 35-7, that they would try to run 2 quick touchdowns, get it to 42, 47, go to mercy and get out of here. But Westwood, they hung in. One of the plays that was very indicative of the way Westwood plays and the way they're coaching these kids was Giordano. He was fighting for 2 yards. Now, you're down 35-7. It's hot. It's humid. You're being really manhandled. Westwood really played well the second half. You've got to take something away from games like this. And I think Westwood can leave here, go back, catch their mistakes that they did in the second quarter, and then build on what they did in the second half.
John?
I think what Nymphias did, at the point when the 95-yard touchdown run by number 5, Tyler Giordano, that to me, he adjusted and he took Giordano completely out of the game at that point. And he kept the guys really, and of course, they took a lot of the quick score in about 6 minutes. They scored 28 points. Yeah. 28, making it 35-7. What he didn't do, I don't think, he should have. Once they came out in the third quarter, they should have scored a quick 1-2 touchdown. You end it and you go home, and that's the way. And I guess this is what he told his kids pretty much when you did interview.
You kind of backed off. They backed off a little bit. They were up ahead.
The energy on the River Dell was considerably much less in the second half. You credit Westwood for doing that. I was very impressed with all the quarterbacks. He's going to play them all, and he's right. He said they deserve to play, and that's the way he coaches. You may disagree and say pick one, but he'll say they all deserve to play, all my quarterbacks. But of all the quarterbacks in this one game, I was impressed with Gillies. He played defense. He kicked. He ran the ball. He passed the ball. He's an outstanding ball player.
But you know what he does by having those 6 quarterbacks? You have to adjust to that. They were all a little bit different, And to me, when you do that to a defense, you got to get a defensive coordinator to say, "Wait a minute, I'm going to have all these other quarterbacks. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses?" And in that point, when they scored that 4 touchdown, he had a couple of guys, and he spent a lot of time with Gillis. Gillis was on a roll, and he kept throwing. But then he
slipped in. Fletcher put him in a quarterback. He ran the wildcat. Right up the middle, he ran a wildcat, 31 yards. Oh. And that was a big play in the game when he got him in there. And he had a previous touchdown to that, too.
The more you have to prepare for 6 quarterbacks and what their strengths are, the more you prepare, the less you're prepared.
Yeah. Right. Because you can't prepare.
A defensive coordinator says, "I'm going to have 6 quarterbacks. Because he may have 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks." And what he's doing is giving these kids the opportunity. And if I'm a young man going to Riverdale, I'm going to stay here because I know I could be 180 pounds and I'm going to get the opportunity to play. If you show that you do a job in practice, you will play game time.
Talk about that. Talk about being tough. His linebackers, he said 3 guys, 3-year starters at linebacker. Those kids are tough. You have Morrell. Cole Morrell is hot. You had the Matt. I'm not sure how you say his last name. Frigian. And then one other guy. But those guys were firing to the ball. 58 had a nice sack on a play, too, on the line.
But you know what he does? He's got that defense where he has 3 people he sets up. Then he gets his linebacker and his cornerback. And in any given situation, depending on how many yards, you're going to have 6, 7, 8 blitzes. There is no way you're going to stop that defense if you give him the opportunity to have an upper hand, because then he can adjust and he's going to kill you on that.
And what you'll see it on the tape, and we saw it here, on defense is how fast the team is, the linemen, the linebackers, and they all run to the ball. So there was a couple of plays where Westwood was running to the left and the backside right end came around and made the tackle.
Backside.
The speed and the pursuit that they show is going to feed them well. I see them right now, just watching them and seeing them. I think they're going to develop even better as the year goes on. And it's going to be interesting to see as we get closer and closer to playoff time where they sit. This team is well coached, and they got some great players. They got seniors and sophomores mixing together. It really is an outstanding program, one of the better ones.
Let's talk about Westwood now from here. Westwood next week plays Dumont over in Dumont. What do you think of Westwood now as they move forward?
You had a touchdown by Mays, who's a tremendous player. What I was impressed with, which first time I really saw him play, was number 90, Depot. So we called him Home Depot.
Right.
He played very well. There were players here today that showed that they could play on the field with a team like River Dell. That's where Westwood builds. You have Giordano, the touchdown run, and the runs he had fighting off tacklers. You had Mays, outstanding catch and run for touchdowns. So you had these kids here. You build on that. You showed the tape quickly and then correct it and move on and say, let's forget about this game. I think Westwood can, they can settle the ship next week against Dumont, and then next game after that is Ramsey. Then from then on, hopefully they've improved. They learned a lot today.
Yeah, the offensive line has got to improve. There are a lot of young players, and I think against Dumont they'll be able to execute. I really don't know anything about Dumont at this point, but I think another game together. The offensive line, what has to happen, you have the skilled players up here, and what you need to bring the young line up to the skilled play. Right. Once they do that, they can save the season. And this is a tough game. They didn't expect to win.
Right.
Follow the leader.